everyone, Melissa here from Melissa Made, and today I'm going to be sharing a card I made using the paper door kit called Enjoy the Journey from Whimsy Stamps. And what you currently see me doing is just kind of going through the paper that I want to use, and there's some beautiful papers in here. There's two that are brown that look like almost like leather, and I'm using the light brown one for the card today. So I'm starting with the craft paper that comes in the kit and simply cutting it to an A size 2 card base. And you see me cutting it and then scoring it so that it's an A2 size. And this paper is really thick, which makes for great card bases. So you're going to see me grab my bone folder and go ahead and score it. This card that I'm making for you today is actually a very simple card. It's one that did not include any coloring, just some stamping and some basics. So what I'm doing now is taking the cream color paper that comes in the kit, and I cut it down to just a little strip, enough that I can stamp the sentiment I'm using onto it, and then also so that I can cut it with one of the die cuts that come in this kit. You do get a great series of die cuts that do come in this kit, and I really love them. It's almost worth buying the kit just for those because they're beautiful. What I'm doing now is taking some VersaFine Clair in Pine Cone, and I am inking up my stamp set and stamping it repeatedly. This is the first time I've stamped with these, so sometimes you have to ink them up and stamp multiple times. But you can see how clear and crisp that VersaFine Clair is. And now I'm going to take the die that comes in the die set that fits this sentiment perfectly, and I'm going to go ahead and run it through my die cut machine. And now after I do that, I'm going to cut down a piece of the cream paper to a 5 1/4 by 4 size piece. And that's because I want to use this kind of as a mat, and that's going to be adhered to my craft card base. You'll see me using multiple papers as we go through, layering those papers. Like I said, very simple. Each time I'm just taking about a 1/4 inch off the size. Now I also cut out the brown leathery type paper with one of the die cuts that's just a little bit larger than the last one I used. And then all I'm going to do with this blue shimmer paper, this paper is so gorgeous. It's like this shimmery midnight blue. Again, I'm going to just cut that down to 3 3/4 by 5, and again, just use that as a mat. Now, as I'm putting this card together, what I'm sitting here thinking to myself is, boy, you know, what that really looks like is a luggage tag, which I'm sure was the purpose now that I think about it. But it just looks so much like a luggage tag that I decided, wow, what a fun idea to actually turn it into one. And so what you see me doing is just kind of positioning it and thinking, it looks a little plain like this. What else could I do? And so I take one of the brads that also come in the kit, and I use my crocodile to punch a small hole, the smallest on this crocodile hole in the little tag that I'm making. And then I use the brad, and then I'll take some of the twine that comes in the kit, and I'm going to use that as a string for the actual tag on the card. So all I'm doing here is just looping it so that I have a way to put it on the little brad, and then I will adhere the rest of the strings to the card when I'm completely finished. But what you see is that once I get this tag made and lay it on top of the card, it's still a little bit plain. I feel like I need something more. And I think something that would really set this card off is to have a nice dark brown paper, and there's also a beautiful brown paper that comes in the kit that has speckles of cream in it, and that is going to look really beautiful with the cream that I have in the card. So again, I'm just going to take the larger now die and go ahead and cut that brown paper that you see there with the cream speckles in it out. And I will be layering that. And I think a little bit of pop of color will look pretty. So I decided to take a cream and cut it out in the same size as the tag and adhere that to the brown piece of paper as well, just to give a little bit more contrast so you can see that tag a little bit better and that brown against the navy paper that I have. And so now I'm simply just going to take my ATG and tape runner and adhere all of these layers together in the fashion that you see, and then I will be hot gluing that string down. Now, whenever I make cards, I kind of start out with a general idea in my mind, and then I, adjust so that I like it. And I really felt like this card was a little plain at first, so I wanted to add more layers of the beautiful paper and, the brad and the twine that comes in the kit, or the brown twine that comes in the kit. I always feel like those little things that you do are nice little touches that add to the card, and really layering paper multiple times looks gorgeous, and I feel like these kits are almost designed for that because the papers that you get in the kits are really, really beautiful. There's also a beautiful train stamp that comes in this kit, and I put that video out a little bit earlier, so if you want to see how I made that, please feel free to check it out. And I hope you enjoyed today's card with Whimsy Stamps, and you will join us again for more of the paper door kits that I'll be creating with as we start this journey with Whimsy Stamps and the paper door. Have a great day.